Welcome in, guys, to Sensei and the Pupil. I'm Craig. I got Dev with me.
Hey guys.
We got Paul floating around.
Hi.
And today we are going to be reviewing episodes 1 through 4 of One Piece, the live action. Let's go! What? Guys, Devin's here with us. He didn't go over episode 1. Real quick, Dev, what were your initial thoughts of meeting Luffy, Zoro, and Nami? Like, what do you remember them from the anime? Because I know you saw parts of it when you were a kid. Did it feel? How did it feel?
Actually, what this season is covering is basically what I've watched in One Piece.
Fair. 4 kids. Thank you, 4 kids, for that. They had all weekends for us to watch. Yeah, no, I got you.
But yeah, so the whole process of meeting them and getting the squad together, it ended up happening like really fast. But it's kind of the way that it needed to happen because it's a live action, and you only have so much time. I enjoyed that they're actually an hour long each.
Right.
That is,
like 45 minutes here and there. Or we happy they were long?
Yeah. Because for as long as One Piece is, 1,000 episodes, you gotta have your episodes got to be long. They got to be long in order to try to squeeze all that. I couldn't imagine squeezing more. I couldn't imagine squeezing all that into 45 minutes. And being
like
happy with
plus backstory as well. So
I don't know how they're gonna do the future seasons. I really don't, but we're gonna we'll get there.
I'm here for it. I can't wait.
It's gonna be a lot of cuts, Paul. But like you're saying,
but it was cool. So the things that I did take away from like season 1 is, at first Luffy's character, I was like, oh man, this is kind of corny. But then as it kind of went along, I was like, dude, this guy plays Luffy like
he's perfect. Yeah, he's perfect.
Yeah, dude, spot on, dude. There's nobody else
Luffy's
that I think this character, I don't know how, dude, he must have like prosthetic arms on or something, dude, because his arms are long, dude.
Yeah,
and like
he's a lanky motherfucker. That's for sure.
Dude, that's what like Luffy would be.
Yeah. I don't think they could have ever cast anyone better. But like Zoro Nami, what'd you think of seeing Zoro for the first time? Like his introduction with Mr. Seven, who you have no idea who he's from, but you will.
Right. He was Zoro was Zoro, he just
cool.
Yeah, just a cool dude that was real badass. A badass warrior. I feel like it would be kind of maybe hard to mess his character up because he's not a man of many words really too much. He's more of showing his character by action.
You're not wrong. Just pretty much don't smile. If you ever smile and you're Zoro, you're probably doing it wrong. So
yeah.
Unless you're in a fight, then you have this like he has to smile if it's a challenge.
He'll be in a fight smiling, but he's a psycho. And then Nami, Cake.
Hey.
I love Nami.
You loved her?
I love Nami. Yeah, Nami's real cool. I feel like they could show her off a little bit more, but
they don't really do her justice in this.
I mean, in the first season, even in the anime, they don't really like show. She's young. She's
Nami's
young.
A kid. That's true.
She's still developing.
Not in this anime.
Pre-order. Yeah.
She's 30 in real life.
That's what she
just saying.
She looks like a full-grown adult in this anime. You know what I'm saying?
She ready. She ready. And I guess we'll just cap it off with the whole of them getting together and fighting Axe Hand Morgan. Were you hyped to see that? Like, was that a good little first fight for all of them together? Whenever Axe Hand Morgan came down, they were all in the courtyard going at it.
I remember where they fought with the stupid sun was right there too and everything.
The sun, yes, the sun. Helmet.
Who's annoying as hell.
He's a standout. You'll see.
Yeah, he's annoying, but I don't really like how Axe Hand Morgan fought. He just kind of seemed like
big old axe.
Yeah, he wasn't. He kind of seemed like he was supposed to be this badass character, but he really wasn't too badass. He just got his ass whooped by, I mean, I guess it was like 3-on-1 or whatever, but they also had all those Marines there, so I don't know if it was really 3-on-1. But I don't know, man. It just that fight didn't really. There's other fights that I enjoyed more.
Okay.
And throughout this, live action than that one.
We gonna get right into it. Going into episode 2. Oh, before we leave episode 1, what do you think of Kobe?
Like hot.
Hot because he's trans.
Feminine. He gives off the feminine vibe.
Dude, something was up with him, and I just did not know what it was until they finally
know he has a vagina. Yeah.
he's probably pre-op, probably. After the show, post-op. He's gonna get paid.
I don't know.
He's
Yeah.
gonna get paid for this. But yeah, hop right in to episode 2, and we see this laughing clown who was introduced episode 1, Buggy the Clown, the genius jester. I'm sorry?
No, I'm saying, bro, if they couldn't have done a better casting with Luffy, they definitely couldn't have done a better casting with Buggy.
They killed. Yeah, they killed. Sorry, Paul. Go ahead. Talk about Buggy. They killed him. They killed him.
Well,
they killed
I mean, when you see him in the anime, he's very flamboyant, even though you really know he's not that strong. Like, he's not as powerful as he would let you to, lead you on to believe.
Correct.
But he has charisma. Mm-hmm. Okay, he has charisma. He's very evil whenever you see him in the anime, and they did him justice in the live action.
He's funny, bro.
The way,
he's funny.
Yeah, dude. He has some jokes for a clown, whatever. But yeah.
Dude, honestly, he's better than in the manga or anime. I'm not even capping. He's better than in the manga or anime. He's so funny. He's whenever Zoro came up to slice him and then he couldn't, he goes, "Ha, nice try, shithead." Like I laughed out loud. Yeah. That's something he would say. He's just like a dick. Buggy's a dick. He's scorned because Shanks grew and he didn't. I just love. I don't know. They killed it with him. But that being said, Buggy, they kidnapped the crew. What did y'all think?
Chop. Sorry.
What do you think of his chop powers? What do you think of his powers? Was that?
I liked his powers, and I like how they did it, like in the anime. I mean, not in the anime, in the live action. I liked how they like split it all up, and how they made him. They made, although at the end they did lose to him. There was a point in the fight where I was like, okay, these guys aren't gonna. They're not gonna beat him, even though I've seen the anime.
Right.
It's like this guy, can hold his own. Yeah. He's seems like he's eating his own little devil fruit.
Yeah. but like what I'm curious, because you're not really as much of a fan as me and Paul are. What I'm curious, are seeing these powers, does it feel weird to see these powers come out of nowhere and then like do something, or is the story doing a good job of making it not feel weird?
No, because I understand like where the powers come from. Just like Luffy, they illustrated how he got his powers in the first. Because not everybody has powers.
Correct.
Now, Axe Morgan, he's got an axe for a hand, but
I'll say it, Paul. But yes, you're right, Devin. Not everybody has powers.
Well, I mean, don't say it. I mean, why don't? So Axe Morgan.
Yes, Axe Morgan.
So far, they haven't shown any power yet.
Right.
So except for just an axe for a hand, it's not really.
He's British, so.
He's British, yeah. They took some really fun liberties with the characters' voices. I didn't, because in One Piece you can't hear anybody talk.
They took many liberties with many characters. I'll get into that when we get.
We'll get into that in a second.
Jesus
Christ. Next episode we'll get into that, Paul, because I know you're gonna talk about Nochiko. I know, damn.
Yeah, I liked how they did the power system though. How they introduced, how they first introduced, the devil fruit from Luffy, and how he ate it, then he got powers.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I see somebody who has powers, I already assume, oh, okay, this is a world where you can gain powers, and it's not like they're giving powers. They're not handing out powers to everybody,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't feel like forced or
and
something.
Like when someone does have, an upper hand on somebody, or like, an axe hand, or they give, it seems realistic. Like Zoro, he trained his whole life to do the three swords,
right?
Axe Morgan, he put an axe on his arm, so
right.
That's still a good fighter, so it was a good, it was a fight. I think Zoro still would have won without their help, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
But that's where that goes. Yeah.
Do you remember whenever Luffy was having a flashback and he's on the boat with Shanks, and then Shanks stops he gets his arm bitten off by the fish, which was so weird.
Yeah.
He got his arm bit off, but the shirt was still hanging there.
It's called a sea king. Hello,
that's so weird.
I also thought that. I was like, that's kind of weird. Is that
what the fish only ate the arm, not the shirt? Okay, cool.
Well, it's like man, what would you? It's like kind of like a little candy where like it's wrapped in like plastic, and you just kind of like bite it, and then you squeeze all the.
Like a Laffy Taffy or something.
Yeah, exactly. You just kind of like squeeze it out of the package.
Yeah. From that scene, do you remember how he stopped the fish?
He told him to leave him alone.
What?
I mean, that's all it takes to stop a sea king from killing you. Yeah, hey, no.
And that's why this is so funny, because you don't know yet that everybody has powers. kind of. But yes, he stopped the fish by saying, "Don't just leave us alone," and it worked. Okay, remember that for future episodes.
So, but like the thing with Shanks is, he's the one that had the devil fruit.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Shanks has his own sort of ability.
I love that you don't know. I love this.
I know. This is great. This is great. This is great. No, this is great. No, for real.
So it's a possibility, and he's a captain. He's a well-known captain. He's had a bunch of people underneath him that you've already. He knows Buggy. He knows a lot of these characters already, and he's like right in the middle of the storyline.
Why wouldn't he eat it for himself, right? If it's so strong, this power. Maybe you don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's so much, dude, that's gonna be coming, and I love it. I love it. But yes, Shanks is awesome. I think we all saw that. He's a, he's just a cool guy. Whatever.
Awesome father figure.
Yes, he was a father figure. Did you think it was jarring whenever Luffy just stood on top of the thing and said, "Hey, I can be a pirate," and just stabbed his face? Did you?
Yeah.
They did not do that correctly at all, because in the manga it did not feel. It felt way cooler than that. It felt, I don't know. He got up there and just fucking. I was watching with my wife. I was watching it back, and she's like, she freaked out because it was just so randomly blood everywhere, and this show seemed kind of like not kiddie, but
at that point I was like, oh, what a dumbass kid.
Yeah, for sure.
And then his scar, they don't really do his scar justice. You can barely see it.
You can barely. Oh, dude, I know. You can barely see that bitch.
Hey, but you know what though? They do his body justice. That dude's ripped. Like, Luffy got abs. Everybody has abs. I'm like, what the fuck? The only one I can't see, the only person without abs that I can't see yet is Nami, until like I guess later on.
How can you be fat when the world government won't feed you?
Right.
No, okay. We're gonna hop right over to episode 3 and 4, which we're gonna call the Usopp episode. This is the Usopp arc. Okay.
The pirates are coming. The pirates are coming.
The pirates are coming. After beating Buggy with the awesome bazooka, Gum Gum bazooka, which is
that was so sick. Yeah.
Straight from panel for panel from the manga, almost just the bazooka, just the hit,
and then he hits Buggy like in his little miniature form, like his little arms and legs. Dude, that was so accurate.
And just from the manga, they put his body parts into cases. They're really sticking to this shit on that front. So I'd say it's like this show is like 80% manga, 20% their own liberties. It's really, really good in terms of that. It's so good.
Right. Which they have to, they have to.
After beating Buggy and freeing the town, which I thought was funny too, the whole townspeople were like the watchers of the circus.
Oh,
he left them alive to like clap. I left their hands to clap for me. I love Buggy, bro. I love him.
Yeah, but episode 3 though.
Episode 3, we go over to Syrup Village, and then we meet the boy who cried wolf. We meet the guy.
Yeah.
What did you say, Paul?
I said scissor.
The pirates are coming, but yes, Scissor Village too.
Yeah, I like your mic, by the way.
Usopp's a big liar. I'm sorry, Paul.
I said I like your mic. It's beautiful.
That's where some of the anger's coming from. Usopp is the biggest liar in town. He's pathological liar, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And the Straw Hats actually meet up with him because they want to get the boat he's on, which is the Going Merry. He takes him to visit this sickly woman who we then see
who owns the boat.
Who owns the boat? Sorry, she owns the whole shipyard. She's super rich, and we see the obvious next villain right next to her. The obvious butler who looks so menacing. Like, dude, when we first saw him on scene, I was like, Diana, what do you think of this guy?
It's perfect.
She goes, "That's a bad guy." That's a bad guy, duh. Like, he's so obviously the bad guy. Okay. Right. He's even doing this with his little.
Yeah, who the fuck lifts their glasses like that? And everything. I love it. I love it.
Straight from the manga too, because he's a cat. Right. He's a cat pirate. Right. They don't use their fingers; they use their paws. So yes, cool. But Kuro's there, and we'll skip right through it. But we see a bunch of shit about how Kaya, the girl, is sick, and we find out that actually she's being poisoned by Kuro and his little group of 3 people that were his crew, I guess.
What was left of his crew, I guess.
What was left of his crew? Cat. Yes, the cat. Everyone in the fight. Yeah, I love those guys. But Kaya's sick. She's getting poisoned by Kuro, and we don't realize till the end of the episode that Kuro's actually a pirate because he does this badass, like, he kills Mary. And I don't know what do you think, Paul, of that? I mean, Devin, what do you think of that?
Of Mary,
of him killing the sheep man, Mary, that sheep guy.
Oh,
that Kuro stabbed. Yeah,
they're like a little their accountant or whatever, the banker or whatever.
Exactly.
Who
he's a
deals with their finances.
Correct. He's a sheep.
I mean, he was
like the reveal of Kuro. What'd you think? The reveal he was the bad guy.
Of showing his true intentions and everything.
His fucking speed.
Dude, he has
His speed didn't really make sense though.
I know.
What? You don't.
No, I know,
sorry.
Paul.
No,
You
I
can't.
know,
You can't.
I know.
Well, at this point in time, his
Yes.
speed doesn't really
It
make
doesn't
sense.
It's something called flash step, kind of like Bleach.
I know what a flash step is.
It's kind of like Bleach, but
but they don't tell you anything about it.
Right.
He just kind of does it.
This show does something so different, and like they show us stuff that you won't even know for 2 seasons, dog. You not even know what that
Which
is.
is good though, because that's how the anime works too.
I
You
know,
see it, and you're
it's-
like, how do they do that? And they'll explain it to you later.
You just have to kind of accept these powers sometimes, like especially not the devil fruit rolls, but like just the random super speed, and then Arlong
Like
can
physical feats. Physical feats.
You don't know that yet, but yeah, just like you have to accept some things in this show. You just have to kind of, and that's the ass pulling, which I don't normally like, but because I know what's happening, I love it. Episode 4, it's time to kick some ass.
Right.
Time to kick some ass. Luffy's knocked out with some poison. He's gonna get up because he's rubber. Whatever. Nami's being a little sneak. Kuro decided to lock down the whole house because it's time to kill the bitch. She turned 18. Time to kill her. And
I'm just playing.
And Zoro is stuck in a well because they threw him in a well. And we get his whole backstory as he climbs up the well, which I hated.
Oh, I mean, it gives you kind of
Do you like his backstory?
Yeah, his backstory wasn't too bad. Yeah, it gave him. You can see why he is the way that he is.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, he was always an asshole.
Right.
Even back then, he was always an asshole. But now it kind of gave him something to fight for. It gives you the reason why he carries on.
I think I agree with everything you said. And they probably did. They did his backstory.
I'm right.
They did his backstory, Paul, if you remember, way better than the anime too. By the way, because Kuina,
oh yeah, for sure.
The girl dies. Do you remember how she dies, Paul?
Well, they get it more specifically in the anime than they do in the live action. Like in the live action, oh, it's just an accident. We couldn't do anything about it. It's like, what the? That's so vague.
Yes, how she dies.
The anime. Go ahead. Do
you know how, Paul? You remember?
I barely remember in the anime, but go ahead. It's definitely more detailed though.
So this is why I like the live action version better, because in the anime she fell down the stairs. That's literally how she died. I'm not even joking.
The number one swordsman in the village falls down the stairs.
Like there's memes about this because in One Piece people have the name D in the middle of their name. Monkey D Luffy. D is a special thing. The meme is down D stairs is the biggest villain of all because she just kills Buddy off screen. Whatever. We see his backstory. The reason I didn't like it was because it like took all this time of him climbing and showing the backstory. I don't normally like when they do that flash between. I don't like that. I just
have to.
They have to because of the time frame.
Yeah,
but I want the backstory by itself. That's what I like more, just personally.
No.
You got to put it in there, and you got to give Zoro, the reason, his reason for living.
Real quick, the one backstory I hated was Usopp's because it just didn't make any sense. Oh, my mom died, so I'm just gonna become a pathological liar.
His mom died right whenever he was saying she was like talking to him.
And she even told him stop. She told him her dying wish. Hey, stop lying so much. Have fun. Have adventure. Stop lying so much. And he's like, I'm just gonna tell everybody there's pirates and just for no what?
Dog, I laughed so hard when she died right in his arms while she's telling him that bullshit. Anyways, Zoro gets out the well, goes in the house. I mean, it's time to fuck shit up. And there's a moment where he actually gets lost going to the house when the house is right.
Dude, that was funny. Yeah.
I laughed so you don't get it, but Zoro his whole running gag is he gets lost everywhere he goes. He has no sense of direction. And to see him get out of the well and look at the house.
Right.
He gets out of the well, looks at the house, and then he goes and finds Luffy.
He's like, Luffy, and he's like, "Oh, I thought this was like the way to the mansion." He's like, "No, it's this way."
To the house. Dude, it was just so funny.
These little callbacks are golden.
It's a beautiful moment. He goes back inside and then fights the cat crew, which looked hilarious. The little mask on and the little drawing on.
It was perfect. It was fucking perfect.
But
you get to see them go full blown cat.
Full blown cat. Every time, dude. They just stood and looked at him. He just did funny shit. We also see Zoro does quick work of them actually, but it's a pretty cool fight, pretty cool little fight. We see him put his bandana on, and Kuro versus Luffy's going on, and I was mad at that fight, and it's pretty accurate, but I was mad at the fight because they didn't really have a fight. It was just Kuro running around.
Just dodging.
Yeah, just dodging, and like that's okay, but it just took away what could have been a cool fight. So,
hey, but you know what? I'll give it to them. They ended it the way it should have been. Like he did a fucking gum bell on
Gum
that
Gum
dude,
Bell.
and it was sick. Yeah, it
Headbutt
was
that
sick. Way he
motherfucker.
just like
Yeah.
stretches, he stretches his whole head back. God, like dude, come on, you can't
Yes.
ask for more than that.
Throughout these whole episodes, 4
Yeah.
episodes, we've been seeing Garp and Kobe chase after them, and at the end of this episode, they finally catch up. And what
Right.
does Luffy say when he sees Garp, Dev?
Hey, that's my grandpa.
Huh? And then everybody,
Mhm.
goes to black screen. That's honestly how an episode would end in the anime. Dead ass.
It would just say to be continued, and
To
yeah,
be right there. Yeah,
yeah.
that's just how it would end.
Dun, dun,
Dev,
dun, dun, dun.
how are you enjoying this shit? Yeah, that's right, Paul. That's true.
So watching this live action leaves me wanting to watch more.
Hell yeah.
I'm
I love it.
like I'm fully on the live action One Piece train.
Okay. Not real One Piece, live action.
Live action.
Right.
One Piece is 1,000 episodes. That's daunting. That's real daunting. But it makes me think about it. It does make me think
Right.
about it, you know?
This could end up, because they're already pretty much confirmed. They haven't said it because of the strike going on, but they've already kind of confirmed season 2 because they came out recently, the guy who created the show, and said we already have the script written for season 2. So
I mean, yeah, it's
all they need is confirmation.
it's the manga. I mean, the whole script's already written for the whole entire.
Yeah, like for a while.
I'm gonna
for
shut
quite
up
some time.
because that kind of just shut me up forever right there. So, guys, we're gonna watch the next 4 episodes. Devin, we're gonna get his real take on these 4 ending episodes, and if his mind's not blown, we got a problem, guys. Since in the pupil, we're out. Oh, shit.